recording. I'm good, Tajul. How are you? Lux, there he is. Tori. That's who it is. Tay, if you want to request to speak, so I can invite you up here. All right, there
Bro, I was gonna say, how the fuck do I do that?
we go. All right.
What's up, Lux?
Robert, too cool. Thought JP's gonna be that guy. Nah, JP's having his success, but he's I don't know. I don't want to bother him. He's doing his thing, but all right. Well, we're gonna start now. Tay, if you want to turn your face cam on or do whatever you want to do. And at the
Yeah,
end,
I can't.
what?
It don't let me. It don't let me share my screen or turn my face cam on.
Oh, it's not available with more than 50 users. All right. Well, you could just. Oh, you can't screen share either. Okay. Do you have a? Just take a screenshot, or if anyone needs anything, we could just screenshot it. AMA. Yeah, I was gonna say that there's gonna be a AMA or like at the end where you guys can ask any questions that you want either to me or to Tay. Anything you want to ask, you can ask, and then that'll be at the end though. So, but yeah, we're just gonna get started here now. Um, First question or first thing that we can talk about is just Tay, explain yourself, who you are, where you're from, and, how long you've been trading for, stuff like that.
Oh shit, bro, it's cold. Uh, my name's Tay. Uh, go by Tori. I don't know why it says Tori in this call. I changed it to Tay Loves NQ. But yes, Lux, like common sense. I'm from Cali, like Palmdale and Lancaster and stuff. Um, I've been training for roughly about 7 to 8 months, to be honest. Not even a full year. And I started trading due to nobody wanting to work. Like, that shit is pathetic. I don't want to work forever. Saw Blasian, inspiration. He put me on, and I wanted to change my lifestyle and my family's lifestyle forever. That's basically why I started trading.
All right, I think that's the same reason why most of us started as well. Um,
It's cold.
you said you've only been trading for like 6 to 8 months. How are you able to like learn so quickly within that short amount of time?
Uh, I learned quickly. Like in school, no, it's literally it. In school, I learned quickly. Anything I put my mind to, I'm low key, I'm low key able to get it done. I'm able to get good at it, and I don't know. It's probably just genetics.
Okay. What about what like technical like other than genetics, how are you able to learn so fast? Like if someone wanted to like use what like learn how you learned, like basically how did you learn in order to learn that quickly?
I think for me, what it was Blasian. I watched his videos. Like I could pick up things quickly, and also, he recommended ICT. I didn't start with anything but ICT. I only watched ICT only. That's why we dick riding him. But it's I'm so serious. It's only him. I only watch ICT, and that's what helped. None of that other bullshit. I didn't let anything else distract me. Nothing outside of trading distract me. And also Blasian's recordings, and when he did his little mentorship thing, like I saved all his recordings. I have them. If you guys know, it's in a Google Drive. Uh, and our models are low-key relative, so that's basically what helped. He literally helped me see my model, and that's how I felt like I learned so quickly.
Just like seeing it like real time, like real time
Yeah,
live
over and
examples.
over.
Yeah.
seeing where it struggles, and then seeing where it works.
So what would you so a lot of people like struggle with, like knowing what conditions are right, and how to predetermine a low probability day, basically, because a lot of people, especially with not a lot of experience, are unable to recognize these conditions beforehand. How are you able to, like you said, like you're able to tell now, like when your model is likely to perform well and when it's not? How are you able to tell already?
Now, I mean, it's not that good. I'm not that good at it. I'm still learning, clearly, but um, usually I don't trade Mondays. It's that you just don't trade Mondays. It's recommended. Um, news, news is important, and also back testing, and literally still Blasian's videos. Most of those days were just good and bad, and if it was good and he messed up, then I'll understand why, or not he messed up, or he got a loss in a good trading day. That would have been good. Um, I just rewatched it and understand why and where it would mess up and go wrong, or why he took the loss, even though it was a good day, good market, trending, moving, etc. You just got to understand the ins and out of your model.
Mhm. Um, I will say that I'll talk a little bit about it real quick, because it's just something that's on my mind and I want to get it off. So a way that like I'm able to determine high versus low probability conditions. For any of you wondering, I know a lot of people get caught in chop a lot, and they're confused as to why their model didn't play out when it was the perfect setup, but then price just end up moving sideways or something. Um, I would say the top three things to look for is: number one is the economic calendar, because ICT said the economic calendar is like a roadmap to price delivery. So the economic calendar will literally tell you when price will move, and like obviously time is most important, right? Especially if you're an ICT student, time will always be the number one factor as to when and where price will go. So economic calendar is definitely the first thing. Second thing is like looking back, like the previous day, like if the previous day expanded heavily and like offered like a weekly expansion, like multiple hundred, like 400 to 500 handle day, then you can easily expect the next day to not be as volatile, especially in the AM session. That's what I've noticed. Whenever the previous days expand a lot, the next day AM session tends to be very slow, no matter the news. And then the third thing is, knowing your model, because for personally my model, and anyone who learns under me, like Tay for example, that they don't perform well in slow markets. So I like to trade in fast markets where I get in and then my entry, my trade just runs immediately in my direction. And people who have been in my private group, they've seen like what those trades look like, where you just enter and then the trade just moves in your direction, like it explodes in your direction. And then like that, those are the best conditions for me personally. And some people perform well in slower markets, and consolidation days, people have models for those days and they perform well. But for me personally, my model doesn't perform well in slower days, so that's why I tend to avoid trading Mondays originally, and then I've also started avoided Fridays as well, because Mondays and Fridays are usually the slowest days of the week compared to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, because Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are usually where the weekly expansion will happen. So that was just a little gem. All right, next question. Um, were there any hardships during your journey? If so, so what?
If so, so what? Um, yes, I had to struggle with a lot of personal stuff while learning, and it made me rush into trading. It made me rush into making money. It made me focus only on making money, and I ended up losing jobs. Everything you could think of, basically. like a lot of personal stuff, and it was hard. It was hard to focus on studying. There were days that I just couldn't study. There were days I couldn't practice, couldn't back test, but I'd still go and get a funded, even though I wasn't even 6 months in. I would get a funded and just blow them.
Hmm. So how did these personal problems affect your psychology trading wise?
Um, it made me think that I wasn't going to be able to do it, to be honest. Like, even though I can see that it works, I can see that it's not random. Like, I know for a fact money can be made. It still made me doubt myself because I didn't want to wait that long. I feel like I couldn't wait that long. I feel like everything was going to go to shit, to be honest, if I wasn't making money. And that made me um, focus on making money, and it doesn't help at all.
Mm. So you kind of rushed into it, and you had the wrong focus because you were focused on the money.
Yes, rush, wrong focus. Mental was just not there at all.
And what would you say was the lowest point of your journey so far?
Lowest point was when the personal stuff actually got here. Like, I knew it was coming, but it actually got here, and that made it like 10 times worse. It made me like crave money. Like, I didn't even think about the model, like learning it, learning the days, analysis, none of that. I focused solely on making money. The lowest I've been was when I was at work blowing fundeds, like back to back, trading on my phone at work, Asia session. That shit was not moving. It was not moving. I promise. I blew like $600 that night. I blew like $700 that night, all on fundeds, back to back, in a matter of 30 minutes. Like, I even had to call Blasian and talk to him about it. So I'm so serious.
Yeah, that's how it's the reality of it. But I'm sure most people in this call, if they're being honest, can say that they've had an experience like that where they
Yes,
just went, well, just with the funded. If you
that's more
use
than
funded, yeah, you just
tilted towers.
okay, you just constantly, blowing accounts, resetting, blowing accounts, resetting. That's just the reality of it, and this is the stuff that most of the people in this industry aren't going to talk about. They're just here to talk about how they made X amount of money, but they never talk about like what they really went through to get there because I don't know, but that's just the reality of it, bro. And I feel like that's why I am such a important figure in this space because I share the highs and lows and I can relate to the audience very well. So, um, how did you overcome these hardships that you went through and become consistent?
Um, I prayed a lot. I prayed a lot. My girlfriend actually supports. I don't know if you guys have anyone who actually supports you, regardless of if you're losing money, blowing fundeds. Like, blowing fundeds is, it's not like you're in a live account just taking a loss. Blowing fundeds is just you're wasting your own money at that point. So having someone who supports you, believing in yourself, believing no, believe in the process, believe in the concepts. You believe the concepts, you believe that the market isn't random. There's no way you're gonna quit, bro. Regardless of all the shit that you've been through, all the hardships that you have, the markets aren't random. Money can be made, and I think that's why I didn't quit. I also prayed every night. Like, I had a miracle trade. I had a miracle trade. I woke up before 8:30 open, before news. I didn't even wake up before news. I was in a trade 8:30 news. I was in a trade at 8:29. Somehow I was asleep. I wake up at 7:30. Um, I was asleep and I was up like 2K and it was just running. higher and higher. But I don't remember waking up to getting a trade. So I think that was all God's doing. And like that, He gave me the trust and belief that, I can make money and that I can go somewhere. So I think that that little miracle, that's what changed majority of everything for me.
That kind of like lets you know like it's possible, basically.
Yeah. Even after my first XFA,
Mm.
I I had 4 out of 5 winning days. The last winning day, didn't even look at the calendar. Didn't look at the calendar and blew it. I damn near cried. I damn near cried.
That's true passion right there. I'm sure. Well, if people are actually passionate about this stuff, they've. I know I have. I've shed a tear over this. It can get bad sometimes, but it's all about pushing through those those tough times because most people would just quit like right then and there. But as long as you can get through those hard times, then you'll be able to make it eventually. Um, so how what mindset shifts did you make in order to because you said you were trying to like rush it and only focused on the money. Like how did you switch your focus from what you were focusing on to be able to be consistent?
Um, I realized everything was gonna be okay, to be honest. I became content with what had happened and what is still happening today. I became okay with it. I realized not everything is gonna go to shit. Um, my girlfriend was supportive. That also helped. I prayed every night, and the real thing that changed everything was as soon as I blew that 4 out of 5 funded or XFA in profit, all I needed was $200. All I needed was $200. I'm over here trading before 9:30 open, thinking I'm gonna get an extra $100, and then it just turns into me over trading because I'm in drawdown. I'm over trading up until fucking 9:50 macro, which is usually when I trade. Over trading until then, over leveraging, and I blow the account before the move. Before the move. And you know what I did? Almost cried and then got another funded. Immediately got another funded. I was like, I ain't missing this move. Real shit. I'm so serious. And then I ended up passing that, and I didn't even have 150 in the account to pay for it in my bank account. Didn't have 150 in my account. So I used my credit card. I don't recommend using a credit card. You ain't even gonna be able to pay that back. I used my credit card to pay the last 150 for the express, and I told myself, and I was so serious. I told myself I wouldn't, like I would go back to learning, trusting the process, demoing, all of that to be able to actually like become consistently profitable. Because reasonably, I shouldn't be doing this right now. At 7 to 8 months, I should be demoing per ICT's words, and I ended up not losing that account. That account is this account that I ran up to account high of 55K, $704.20. I just told myself that I wouldn't lose this account, and that's just what happened. After that day, I haven't I haven't even got close to losing the account,
So
and that's what made me believe and change everything.
what do you like? What so you said like so I think that's a very like key turning point. But I think you should talk about that more. Like when you said like I'm not going to lose his account, and if I do, then I'm just gonna go back to learning. Like I think that there was some kind of psychological shift that happened there that enabled you to like actually focus on the process and not over trading, not over leverage. Like do you know what that shift was, or you're kind of still like learning about that?
Um, I'm I'm not sure. I think it was just the fact that yeah, it's gonna take time. I need to be patient. All of that. Mind you, I know how to reprice enough to make money. I know how to make money. using the concepts, reading price, all of that. And it was just I really don't know. Like that little shift you're talking about, I really don't know. It was just I told myself that if I lose it and then that I would go back, but I feel like I would just be going back to go back, and right now I can't afford to do that. Like although I'm okay with everything going on, I just couldn't afford to do that.
Mm.
So I just didn't let myself go back. I didn't let myself go back.
All right. And what are your current trading struggles like? What you struggle with now still?
I still struggle with majority everything. I'm still new. I haven't mastered everything. I know it may look like it, but well, you guys haven't seen this my top step, but it may look like it, but no, I haven't mastered everything. I still overtrade. I still over leverage. I still be going on tilt. I learned how to just stop, lock out, walk away. I learned how to do that. I think that helped.
Mm.
But I still go through all that other stuff a new beginning trader that rushed into this goes through.
Yeah. Well, I think also the important thing to always keep in mind is that that old version of you will always be inside of you. You will always have those thoughts to over leverage, to over trade, even in 5 to 10 years when you're making whatever you're making. You're still gonna have those thoughts to ruin your journey. But the the point of this learning journey is to be able to overcome those thoughts. It's not to get rid of them because they'll never go away. It's be able to recognize them and overcome them. That is the focus. And I think a lot of people try and focus on getting rid of those thoughts. Emotionless trading, trade like a robot, have no emotions. But like at the end of the day, we're humans. Like it's impossible to not have emotions. So
Yeah. Like that emotion's gonna be there. It's whether you can control it or whether you're able to control yourself and walk away.
yeah.
Like there's times where I've made the 200 plus, regardless if it's just $201 and some change. That's still 200. That's still a winning day. And because it wasn't like enough for me, I was sitting there debating if I should enter or not.
Hmm.
I was just sitting there debating. I ended up entering like randomly, chasing price, just impulse, and went to drawdown and lost the account.
Yeah. All right. So what separates the you like when you were at your lowest versus the you now psychologically? Like what differences are there in mindset, would you say?
Um, I don't believe in going back to either my old self and to back to before I wasn't trading. Like I see this as my future, so there's no going back. There's no think about the past. There's no trading on my phone at work. There's none of that. That I literally like vowed to stop doing that. I um my mindset's changed a lot, to be honest, for
In
the
what
better.
ways?
Um I just I just think like you don't have to make all that money back in one day. You don't have to make it back in the same session. You could wait till PM session. You could wait till the next day. You could wait till next week, to be honest. Like you just got to know that you can trade tomorrow. So why would you
Hmm.
risk everything that day in that moment?
Yeah, I
There's going to be
100%
other
agree.
moves.
Yep.
There's- So once I realized that, like I took a week off 2 weeks ago, maybe last week. I'm going to take majority of next week off cuz there's like 3 orange folders. So I'd recommend that. Like if you can trade in those slow days, those long retracement, those huge retracements. Oh, if you could trade in that, yeah, that's good for you. I'm not doing it. I already hurt myself. And once you learn from that, that's how you become better.
Hmm. Yeah, I would definitely say that taking a break also really helps because I've taken my breaks and whenever I come back, it's like a whole new like taking a break from the markets and being able to know that the market's going to move, but you don't have to be a part of it. That is like a whole paradigm shift that I think is required for everyone to have, because that will help with FOMO. That will help with over trading. It helps with a lot of stuff. Just realizing that there's going to be moves every single day in the market, but you don't. That doesn't mean that you have to catch every single one. You just have to show up when you want to show up, because like at the end of the day, bro, it's freedom. But you can show up whenever you want and make money. Um, but yeah, just realize that the market's always going to be moving. You're not going to catch every move, so there's no need to stress about, oh, I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, but it's right at market open. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna just trade on my phone at the doctor's appointment. Like, you don't need to catch that move, bro. It's not that serious. Just like take that break from the charts and disconnect from the markets. I think that's the main thing. Don't be too connected with the markets. Like, obviously, you want to be in touch with to a point to where you're keeping up with like the economic calendar, like where the market's gonna go, like on the higher time frames, daily and weekly. But like, you don't need to be a part of every move, and it's not the end of the world if you don't trade for a week. If you don't trade for a month, it's not the end of the world, bro. Like, there's so much more to life than the charts, basically. So, next question. Um, what are the top three tips that you would give your old self if you had to start over?
Um, the top 3 tips that I would give my old self would be don't rush. Don't rush. Focus on the process. There, you have no reason to rush, to be honest. I did what I had to do. Well, I didn't even have to do it, but I did what I thought would be best for the situation that was at hand. That's what I thought would be best, would be me rushing. Yeah, I know a little bit. I finished my 2022. Like, I'm still learning 2024 mentorship and core content. I'm still learning. I'm always going to still be learning. So I think it's best to just be patient and master everything that's needed to be mastered, or it's just going to make your journey harder and longer. That's number one. Um, Number two, learn to walk away.
Yeah,
No, I'm so
definitely,
serious. So,
definitely.
bro, I've been sitting here, and it'd be like 11, 12 my time. That's like 3, 4 hours after open. What the fuck am I still doing in the market? Like what? What I trade like what 950 to whenever that move wants to end. That's it. I don't know why I'm in here for more than 30, 40 minutes.
Mm, yep.
There's no reason. You need to learn to walk away, bro. I'm so serious. And then number 3, stick with one person. Don't although I didn't do this, but I looked at other people like I wasn't worried about no one else other than ICT, but still looking at other people and what they're doing, it's a distraction. People that are hella good at trading that make a lot of money, it's a distraction. It has nothing to do with you. It's
Yeah.
not you're not going to benefit from it. They're probably way more knowledgeable. Don't let that affect you and your little system, cuz realistically I can trade every day and make 250 a day every day. And that'll be cool. Like you can even do that on Mondays, no news days, to be honest. That'll be cool. Focus on your system and don't worry about nobody else. You have your mentor, stick with that mentor. Don't even watch anyone else.
Mm,
I'm telling you, I deleted Twitter as well, Nick. Like seriously, that all that stuff it doesn't do anything but distract you and get you like all juiced up on however much people are making. Like, yeah, he made this much. I'm gonna go try to do that. No, you're just gonna go broke. You're just gonna go bankrupt, bro. I'm telling you, I spent so much money on funded that like I shouldn't have wasted it. I had so much other things I could have invested in or did with all that money that I wasted because I wanted to rush into this,
mm.
and it doesn't help. You got to understand all these things about yourself and make sure you journal. That's how you understand all these things about yourself, and that's how you're able to fix it. Make sure you journal those things.
Mm. Yeah. To add on to that last point, um, a lot of a lot of traders I know too, they get caught in the kind of like the social media trading, and they see these people making six figure months, 5 figure days, and they're like, oh man, like I want to do that. But and then they try and like that is what enforces that money mindset while they're trading,
Yep.
and that's just obviously not the right mindset that you want to have. And the thing about like the cold thing about that is that most of these people on social media aren't even like telling the truth. Like they're saying they're making six figures a month from trading, but really they're making six figures from their Discord or from their course or whatever they're selling. And it's really like they're really just lying to everyone, and it doesn't really make any sense to what they're doing, which is why like I say like there's no point in being on social media if you're not using it to your advantage. Even if you're not on trading social media, like you're just sitting there doom scrolling, like what are you doing, bro? Like wake up, bro. But
Yeah.
in terms of like trading, like you don't want to fill your mind with all this fake imagery that people try and create for themselves just so that they can make money for a living off of other people. Like you just have to be able to like just separate the real from the fake, and there's no point in seeing how much money someone else made and compared to yours, because at the end of the day trading is all about scaling. So like me, like I can take the same trade as Tay,
All
and
about compounding.
exactly, like me and Tay can take the same trade, but if I'm risking 5,000, he's risking 500, obviously I'm going to make way more money, but at the end of the day it's the same exact trade. So that's what I think that's also what a lot of people fail to realize, is that it's all about scaling and capital. They see someone else make a lot of money and they're like, oh, how can I do that? But at like
You don't have to do that.
exactly, you don't have to do that. You just have
You're
to,
not even able to do that.
yeah, you just have to get
Some
enough
people aren't
money.
even able to.
Yeah, but it's really just all about capital and scaling. So like I can make $500 tomorrow, and then some social media guru can say they made $500,000 tomorrow, but the sad part about it is that like I know how to read price, and I actually know like I can teach other people how to do what I'm doing, but then that guru will just be like, oh, just buy this, and then like they're not really teaching you anything, but people will be more drawn towards that guru because he is talking about making $500,000 in a day, which is it's a sad reality of social media, but um, that's just my advice. Stay off social media, even the Discord. Like sometimes the Discord can be very distracting because people just love to share their P&Ls whenever they have a winning day, but when they have a red day all of a sudden they go ghost. But you know that's even in my Discord, but you see a lot of people sending their winning trade. I'm not like talking bad about anyone in my Discord, of course, but I'm just saying the truth, bro. A lot of people send their winning days, but I rarely see any losing days, and I everyone has losing days, which is kind of weird.
Everyone.
But yeah, and a lot of people ask me like in the Discord all the time, like, "Oh, how much did you make on that trade?" Because I never show my P&L unless it's like an eval, and I don't care, right? Because I'm not making that money at the end of the day. But like people, I would always send like my trades before, and people were like, "Oh, how much did you make? How much did you make?" And like people are so focused on the wrong
Yeah.
things. Like I'm telling you guys right now, like it doesn't
There's so
matter
much to learn from Blasian, to be
exactly.
honest.
Like I would literally send a chart like with all the PD arrays marked out and everything marked out, like showing explaining why price did what it did,
Yeah, so
and
how
then
much did you make?
people would ask me, like, so how much did you make? Like, bro, you're worried about the wrong
That's what you're
things,
worried
bro.
about.
Like, you just have to change your mindset. It's like it doesn't matter how much money I make. Like even when I paper trade, like I've uploaded those paper trading executions on YouTube, and people are like, "Oh, why aren't you trading live? Or how much? Like, why didn't you take this on a live account? How much money did you make?" And it's
Yeah,
like,
like it don't benefit you from him doing anything. Like
like
what?
yeah, I don't. It doesn't really make any sense. But people just correlate a lot of money equals you know what you're doing, which is a false concept in trading. Like you don't need to make a lot of money to know what you're doing in trading. But yeah, I got a little sidetracked there. Um, Next question. The last. This is last question before the AMA, and then after this, you guys can ask whatever questions you
And
want.
I'll send the Hop Step thing. It looks good, but I'm telling you, I still go through all the shit
Yeah.
that a new trader would go through. But I'll send it for you guys after this last question.
All right. Last question is: what are your plans moving forward, and how do you plan to stay consistent and grow as a trader?
The plans for moving forward, I will now be on a live, so it's gonna be to me, it's gonna be another mindset shifter. It's gonna be another change because I'm not gonna trade the same way that I did on a little funded or express and run up the account. I'm gonna trade like how I would be if I was trading live, like live with actual own personal funds. I think that's gonna be the difference. I'm not gonna overtrade. I'm gonna focus on the model and the rules that I have, and um, yeah, I'm gonna continue learning. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna continue learning like crazy. Read books, journal, but mainly just learning how to read price. I need to know how to read price perfectly. Like I desire that, and I think you guys should all desire that too, because that's everything in trading, real shit. And then, how do I plan to stay consistent and grow? I plan to follow my rules. I have them all like on a board in front of me. Uh, Follow my rules. That's basically majority of it. Follow my rules. Learn to walk away. Be patient. Basically, everything that I journal about, everything that I struggle with, I plan to fix and correct. And that's what you should be doing instead of, worrying about the money and stuff. Like, I feel like there's enough in my account that I don't have to worry about money. That's also a thing. I feel like I don't have to worry about a loss. It doesn't bother me at all now that I've made money and have money in it. That it just doesn't bother me. So if I take a little losing day, it won't bother me. I can like stop and I'll know to stop. I set reminders and alarms, and all of that helps. And I also pray. So that's what I plan to do going forward, starting probably the end of this week, when the last 2 days, because they're red folders. I plan to, what do you call it? How do I say that word?
One word.
Employ.
Oh,
So I think apply. I plan to apply these things that I'm telling you guys right now to my trading every day. Like even though it's hard, because you could trade all day. There's moves every day, regardless if there's news or not. There's gonna be moves at different times of the day, and I'm choosing not to trade the whole day. So I feel like with that, it helps. It helps build discipline. It helps build patience. It helps build like contentness, if that's a word. It helps being content with missing an entire day of trading, missing an entire day of moves,
yeah.
missing an entire day of making money. Because you're not always going to make money, but you would think that you make money in hindsight. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
hindsight. Oh, damn, that move was tough. I would have took that. Like, no, it really don't work like that. Bro, hindsight, hindsight's funny.
Yeah.
I hate hindsight. I see everything in hindsight.
Yeah. I
But yeah,
agree
I'm just
though.
gonna keep learning, practicing, and staying on my game, and making sure that I become a better person. Because it taught me a lot about myself. Like I even started giving homeless money. Like I don't even do that. Like yeah, I'm gonna just work on being a better person and the rules and everything it takes to become a better trader. Because you gotta want this. Like really, you gotta want this. It's not
Yeah.
some I'm gonna spend like an hour. ICT lectures more than an hour, bro. I'm saying if I could spend all day trading, if I had enough time, I would spend an entire day studying. He can't hear me.
Yeah. I can. I don't know what he's talking about.
Uh,
You're good.
but yeah, that's how I would that's how I would work towards consistency and be growing as a person and trader.
That's fire. That's fire. All right.
I love his lectures, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
the fact that lectures don't get you excited. If they don't get you excited, you probably shouldn't be watching them.
They do. They do get me excited. They used to when I used to watch all of them, like 2023. Is
I be
that
texting
whole.
Blaze and talking about banger after banger. Ugh, so many gems.
Yeah, I used to be obsessed with his videos, but now I'm at the point where I kind of just don't need him, and I just do what I do. But
Yeah, and
it,
that's where you want to be at
yeah,
eventually. You don't need to go to no one's Discord. You wouldn't even need to subscribe to no one anymore.
exactly.
That's where I'm trying to be.
Yeah, the end goal is independency always. That's what
Yep,
trading is
and
for.
control.
Yeah. All right. I guess that's it for this. You guys can ask any questions you have. Some people have already asked questions, so I answer them. Have I gotten paid
Yeah, I
out
watched those.
since
The all his motivational speeches. I watched them at work, at the doing workouts. All
COVID's
of that.
relayed? So I like I said, like I took a I don't know if I said this actually, but I took a break. December I didn't trade. I December I what did I oh yeah, I swing traded actually December. So in order to stay in touch with like the markets and stuff, I didn't take a break completely. I actually switched from scalping to swing trading. So that's what I did for December. But it's like it's with this new like it's not a prop firm, so I didn't swing trade with the prop firm. This week or like I started scalping again this week and last week, and I like gotten more into um, I was paper trading at first, and then now I've started to trade a eval, and I passed it this week, so I have a funded
Finally,
account.
is that NQ?
What do you mean? Yeah,
Oh my God! Finally,
yeah.
he's coming back.
Yeah, but I was swing trading forex for the past month and a half. So, and I'll continue swing trading it, but I'll be back into scalping now. I have a whole
I don't think
Brazilian
they
fund.
can't
Yeah,
hear me, Blazer.
they can. I can hear you. Can you guys hear him?
Oh, I think he was talking to him. Yeah. Um,
Can you tell us
I
about your
trade
risk management? Someone wants to know about your
I
risk
trade
management.
I trade NQ on fundeds and all that. Like live, I'll be trading micros because I'm not fucking with all that drawdown and 300 in drawdown, 500 in drawdown, any of that. I'm not fucking with it. It's not comfortable for me. So really, I'll be able to tell you that later, like when I actually trade the live, because I'm not gonna be trading the same. I was just running up this account, so I would take good entries, but some of them are like 1 to 12 and shit. But I wasn't really worried about the stop loss because I never got hit. But I trade NQ on the XFA, which is how I got up there using NQ and stuff. But I don't think I risk more than 1,000. Usually it'd be more than 1,000, but the trades always go in favor. So that's that on the trading strategy, or not the risk management. But the strategy is no, I didn't say anything about that PD arrays. I use like inversion, order block, normal fair value gaps. I basically use those only. Sometimes rejection blocks. It's hard, but I trade higher time frame PD array with the weekly and daily bias. So once it hits that higher time frame PD array, I look for either an inversion because usually there's a fair value gap, and I don't want to see that get filled. I want to see a change in the state, and then I want to see the market structure shift. So basically, 2022 model with some other confluences to make me feel confident. It was basically 2022 higher time frame PD array, inversion for value gap. If it's there, change in the state, and that's basically it. After sweeping liquidity of the opposing,
Yep. Do you wanna
no raid, no trade is tough. I fuck with that.
no raid, no trade? Oh, I get it.
No stop raid, no trade. That's hard.
This guy said, "What does your entry usually look like off the inversion?" Um, Riley, I
Usually
have I've sent literally a screenshot of I took an inversion trade. this week inversion for value gap trade. I'll send it to the. I'll send it in the chat. But like,
Usually it's minor liquidity, or I don't know, is that internal? Usually it's minor. It's usually inside of whatever it is. I'm expecting a little scalp, or I'm expecting price to trade to either another PD rate or a certain direction after the liquidity rate.
yeah. So that screenshot I sent is an inversion for value gap entry. And that's usually what they look like. If you're on sides and
Yeah,
time is on your side, the inversion for value gap, like you'll see the bottom of it get touched if you're bearish, and then it'll never return. Like that's
yeah.
how an inversion for value
That's how
gap
it's
should.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
But sometimes I trade them like as it's going through. Like I would feel either confident or I would think that, we took liquidity, we hit a PD array, a higher time frame PD array at that. It could be more than one. Or new day opening gap, which is another PD array. After we take liquidity, we hit any of those. I'm expecting price to go up at least probably to first fair value gap. But I would take it as it's going through the inversion fair value gap, or I would take it before it goes through. Like if I feel like it's gonna be a candle with movement through it, then yeah, I'll take it there, or I'll wait until it comes back into it because it usually shouldn't fill. It shouldn't fill.
hmm talk about how we use time. Well, just the macros really, and
Yep. Love news.
macros and news. Those are the two most important factors when considering time, and
Yeah.
being aware mainly of time. If you scroll up a little bit to the screenshot that I sent, you'll see that I labeled a section of price time distortion, and not a lot of people actually
Yeah.
know what that is. Basically, time distortion is when price will wait. Like price will literally wait for the right time to start moving, and like this is like a perfect example. This was this week, so like I'm not just pulling stuff
Was
out
it
out of
news?
my
I'm pretty sure
ass.
it was. Was
No,
there
no, this
news?
is a closing macro.
Oh,
But yeah, you can see how price was moving, and then all of a sudden it just stopped moving, right? Like, why would price just stop moving out of nowhere? And then right when the macro starts, like a predetermined time, it starts moving again. Like, you can't tell me that's random. Like, there's no way that's random. So that's basically what time
bro.
distortion
I don't know
is.
how to trade breakers. Speedy, is that
When
your name?
price just pauses and waits for time. That's basically what time distortion is. But again, it's not that simple. You have to be on sides. You have to have the right narrative, and yeah, you can't just label any consolidation time distortion. You have to know like what you're doing. And the reason why I thought this would be time distortion was because the market's
Yeah.
closing, and
Marco.
yeah, the macro market is closing. Like there's a whole bunch of like this all builds their narrative, right? There's sell side liquidity from earlier today. The market's about to close. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, they as in like whoever is controlling the algorithm, I'm thinking that they're not gonna let these retail people end the day with their positions in profit, or their positions still open. So they're gonna try and target all of this sell side before the market closes, so that they're out of the market before the market ends. So that's why that's kind of what a macro is basically, where it's just injection of orders that will drive price to a level of liquidity or an imbalance based on the narrative. And if you didn't write that down, then you're just I don't know what you're doing, especially if you don't know what a macro. That's basically what a macro. Like I just told you what a macro is, like
Yeah,
tech in the
macro's just
technicals.
an interval of time that'll go to an efficiency or liquidity, and it'll do it with speed.
Yeah, yeah.
I blew, bro. They're like $50. I blew at least 50 or more. I'm so shit. I blew so much money on funded. I usually use 1050. I meant 950 to 1010, and then 1020 to 1030. Anything after that, I probably won't be on the charts because I feel like I've been on it for too long. So if the move doesn't happen within that first 60 minutes range, because that's a thing according to ICT. Y'all hear him talking in the background, but my bad. I use that. I don't even remember the question. Oh yeah, I use those 2 times as macros. Is mainly when like I'll have a trade in or out. Either I'll be in a trade to the 10-20-10-30 macro, or the 10-20 to 10-30 macro will start a trade, or I'll use 950 to 10-10.
Yeah. So if what's something I've noticed from my personal experience is that if I'm in a macro and I'm in a trade and then I lose that trade, then it's like a 90% chance that I'm either offsides or um I'm in low probability conditions. So like it's hardly ever that like I'm on sides but I place my stop wrong because I have the experience, know where to place my stop. And that just comes with experience. But it's to the point where like the macro serves so much of a purpose because it eliminates all other possibilities of like why a trade was wrong. If I did lose a trade, it's either I'm offsides or I'm in low conditions, and that's just the benefit of being aware of time. Blazing window, yeah.
That shit hard. I'ma send the chart, but don't don't think that that's my body.
How many trades do you get per week? I mean,
That depends on how the week is for me.
yeah. Well, usually, like I don't trade Mondays or Fridays. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll usually get a setup every one of those days. So maybe like 3 to 4 setups a week for me. What about you, Tay?
Depends on news. I'll take up to 2 trades. That's about it. Unless, I start fucking over trading, which happens. I don't fuck with CRT. I don't even know who that is.
CRT.
I just like how he's a surgeon and he's a trader. Like he's so rich.
Who's the surgeon?
A CRT. I'm pretty sure he's a doctor, bro.
CRT's a concept, bro.
Oh, I thought the person, that Romeo dude. I thought he was talking about that Romeo dude.
Oh, Romeo, that Twitter guru, bro. CRT is counter range theory. I think it's just a
Yeah, I know.
re, it's just a
I
re
don't.
freaking re thing of
He be chatting like.
it's just power of three, really, bro. That's really all it is.
uh, he said he has a question. Average.
Average risk to reward. I loved her.
Shit, I don't even know. All of these are like different. They're all different. I was literally running up this account. Yeah, I risk a lot on some.
Well, at that point, you were already you were up 10K already, so you
Yeah,
felt.
once I had a 16K day, so my balance was already like over 20,000. So I wasn't worried about what I was risking, to be honest. I just want to keep running the account up because I just wanted payouts. Real shit. Oh yeah, that this was all this was all this month, to be honest, which is crazy. That's why like it like it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me, which is crazy still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just one funded. It's a 50K funded. Once you hit 50K, that's when they put you in a live. I didn't know that. So to be honest, cause I recommend if you're have a XFA and you're gonna run it up, do not let it reach 50K. Just just keep it below 50K and just keep like taking out payouts. Like real shit. If I could do that, I would have done that. I didn't know.
Someone wants to send
Um,
an example, trade example. You can screen share
um,
now. You can just
can
screen
I?
share
Oh,
your charts if you want.
when did they call you? When you hit 50K, like in the account? I think. What do you think about not being consistent on one model and changing it every week? I don't think that it's gonna help you in the future. You want something that's like repetitive that you've seen every day. Like, why would you be looking for something different every day? You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna help you. It's just gonna make you confused. Because I didn't have a model at first. Well, even though I watched 2022, I wasn't implementing that model. And the difference between live and XFA, I don't know. I'm not in the live yet, but I think you still have to get 5 winning days, but you could take out 50%.
Yeah,
So
the only difference is
after
payout cap. There's no payout cap on live.
I'm just gonna get to 30 winning days and run up the account, and then I'm gonna go into a live with a broker. Um, yeah, and then when I get 5 winning days, I'm gonna take out half of whatever's in my account. I don't know. I have to wait. Rip gang. Nice. 50K, $50. They're like $49. I like XFA, but live you could take out 50%. But it's like XFA, they capped it at 5K, so it's like you're not taking out all of that, which means you can't lose your account quicker. So in a live, I think since I could take out half, I would be able to lose my account quicker.
What do you mean swag
Yeah.
nuts?
Are PD arrays used on the daily, high, low, never on lower type? What? PD
PD,
arrays are
yeah,
used
every
on
time frame.
every time frame, every single one. It's just the higher time frame ones are stronger, right? Like they're
Yeah,
yeah.
because they're higher probability, or they're more influential in price.
So you make 5K profit and you take 2.5K. On a live, yeah.
Well, you can do that on XFA too, because it's less than 5K payout.
Oh yeah, you could take out half of that.
Charts are fractal, yeah. Charts are fractal, which means that every time frame is essentially the same thing, but the lower time frames you also have to consider the higher time frames.
I can show this. So it didn't. So I don't have it on my. I don't have it on my what do you call it? I didn't demo this while on Top Step, but this is how that 16K day went. So some of them I would trade just Asia. Like if I wouldn't trade the next day, then I'll just, make 200 on Asia. So some of them are like that. Some of the days are like that where I don't trade the next day, but Asia, because I know how to trade Asia. I feel like that helps you read price better because of how it moves, and it's based only on the algorithm and like that little 750 macro. But this was that 16K trade. Uh, this is from experience only. Little minor sell side sweep. So open's like somewhere around here. Open usually trades up. This would be my little Judas, to be honest. It takes out these relative equal highs. There's a little fair value gap, and this is literally off all experience. So the more that you watch price and all that, you'll see things that happen like repetitively, nearly damn near every week. I don't even know what news was today, if there was even news. But yeah, so we
Thursday,
trade
there
up
probably was. Thursday.
relative equal highs, a little civvy right here, and then we trade below this opening. What?
This guy said nudes. This
Oh,
is
we trade below the opening price of this up closed, which validates that. Like the wick could trade below it, and it'll validate that as a bearish order block. If you didn't know that. So after I see price coming back up right here, I entered 5 cons on um minis, and that's how, because I was doing minis on the XFA and all that and the funded. I wrote that all the way down here, got out, last down closed. Oh, I took a partial right here. This is opening range, got 50%, just in case that it wanted to just stop right here and then go up and then come back down. So it'll be good. That's a nice partial spot. Minor sell side right here. I wrote it all the way down here to the weekly volume imbalance. This last down close, that's a rejection block. So at this point right here, I'm waiting for a down close candle because we took liquidity, ran down, hit a weekly PD array, rejection block, trades to it here. That's rejection block. We go up, we have a down close. That's the change in the state. Oh, that's just order block. So we see price close above it, come back down. This is your propulsion block. Blasian taught me that. Blasian taught me that, by the way. Actually, T teach me that. Blasian taught me that. And then I took it from him. I entered right here on this 5 cons again, even though I made like 8K right here. Made like 8K right here. Because I was, full porting 5 cons on minis.
Well,
Enter
not
right
not full
here
porting, but just
to,
max leverage. But it's
yeah,
not
max lever.
not full porting.
I don't even know what full porting mean, bro. I don't have a community to answer my question. I just watched ICT 2025 video and have questions about model. Uh, what what model? The 2025 model?
Here, wait. Let me. I'm gonna drop this gem real quick for the people that are still here, since they've stayed for this long hour. So I'm gonna get your pens, get your whatever your
Oh
notes are.
damn.
So I'm gonna drop this gem real quick that I heard from ICT. It was buried deep in the Twitter space. I don't remember what Twitter space exactly, but it's stuck with my mind for a while. I mean, for all this time, and
I
I
don't know if
see it
you're gonna
repeat
find that
almost every
Syed.
day.
People with the same model. I don't know if you're gonna find a community like that. But if you study 2022, then I suggest staying in here because me and Blasian damn near have the same model. He's
Yeah.
just like way more experienced and better at reading price.
What do you mean? Am I gonna? Why would I edit this part out? The gem? No, I'm gonna keep. I'm not gonna edit anything out. But all right. So basically, what um, what ICT said was that at the market open, if you have a narrative and basically wait, keep the chart up. I'm gonna talk about the chart. All right.
Oh, this
So
one?
yeah, at the market open, most of the time you will see that um like say okay, I'll use this chart for example. So say that like we're bearish before market open, and we're looking at the chart waiting. um and so at market open, what you will usually see is that a fake move in your direction. So you see the market opens and it wicks down and takes out minor sell side. So that is the fake move that you'll get. The fake move in the real direction, and then after that you'll see a liquidity sweep in the opposing direction. So that's what we get again. So we see a fake move down, and then we get the real Judas swing up, taking out buy side, and then that is when the real move will begin. So that is usually what happens between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. You'll see something like this. You'll see like an expansion, like a mini. It's basically like a mini expansion in the real direction of the move, and then you'll get the manipulation, which is the Judas swing, and then that will be the sweep of liquidity, and then after that, it will start expanding in the real direction. So that is like something that you want to keep in mind, because you don't want to get caught in that fake move. In that first fake move, you're seeing you're bearish and you see price start shooting lower at open, and you're like, oh shit, like I don't want to miss this move, and then you just enter, and then you get hit with the Judas swing, and then you get manipulated out. Like that is what happens majority of the time. And just be aware that that is a possibility, that that might not be the real move, and you're still waiting for that manipulation. um, and then another thing that he said was that the high or low of the day will most likely form between 9:30 and 10:30. So between 9:30 and 10:30, the high or low of the day will most likely form, and it's like, and I like if you literally, I guarantee you, I haven't looked at it for the past 2 weeks, but I guarantee you, if you go back between the past 2 weeks and look at the charts, you will see that most of the days, the high and low of the days have formed between um, 9:30 and 10:30. Actually, yeah, we'll just see. You already have your chart open. Just check some, like go on the hourly chart and see like when the
That's
high
a
or the
lot
low
on
is.
this bit.
Click
That's
the on the
a whole
left.
lot on this shit.
On the left, click the eye, and that'll get rid of it. Yeah, there you go. Or maybe even like well, I don't know. The days have been kind of. There's been a lot of
It,
expansion to like at 8:30, and then the rest of the days are just kind of poop.
I'm saying like
But I mean, like, yeah,
8:30.
8:30 expands most of the days. But that's just something I've observed as well in what he said, and it's been pretty. pretty on point. You know, if for example, if you want to be a trader who catches like the whole daily range, then that's what your entries usually want to be around 9:30 to 10:30 or 11, because that will create the lower high of the day. You need to learn that propulsion. Yeah, propulsion blocks are
I just
probably
need to learn that.
most the most powerful PD array in my not powerful, but like most expansive PD arrays, because price uses propulsion blocks to expand very quickly. So
So,
um,
do any of you guys think we bullish now?
yeah,
I just want to ask.
didn't he say that about London? I'm not sure if he said that about London. He might have, but oh yeah, he did say that about London. Well, that's in terms. I'm talking about like the New York session, dust. But yeah, London usually. I think there's like it's like London has like a 60 to 70% chance of setting the higher low of the whole daily range. But in terms of like the New York expansion range is like 9:30 to 10:30. 10:30 is usually the low. Yeah. Well, Blazing State
Bro,
here is pure facts. Yeah, we take out early buyer sellers before. Yeah, exactly.
look what he got us learning in 2025, bro. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? First displacement after 12, it's a PD array.
What's the
But
difference
look, you
between?
can use fib projections from midnight opening range to get the high and low near
I
the high and low of the day.
I think he's went over that before, like a long time ago though.
Yeah,
What's the
but
difference
I didn't know that.
between
But that shit was tough.
potion blocks and change in state delivery? Change in state delivery candles are basically order blocks that indicate that price is changing from bullish to bearish or vice versa. So like say like I'll try and paint this image in your head because I don't have like an exact chart of it, but say like it's you're about to enter a macro and then price takes out buy side, and then after price takes out buy side it creates a down close candle, right? So that would be like, I mean, after price takes out buy side it creates a down close and then creates an up close next to that and then starts expanding lower. That up close candle would be the change in state of delivery, basically indicating that you know we're switching from hunting buy side to hunting sell side. So that's basically what a change in state of delivery is. Obviously, it's not that simple, and you have to see a chart, have the narrative and experience to recognize it. But that's basically what it is. That's the best way I can explain it. Propulsion block is basically an order block that initially dug into an order block. So it's basically like the second order block of the move. And if you're on sides and time is aligned, most importantly, time is aligned, right? Like that's the most important factor when using propulsion blocks on the lower time frames is time. So when time is aligned and you're on sides, then that's when propulsion blocks will be the most powerful. What mentorship did you talk about propulsion blocks? I don't know for sure. You can use the
I
ICT
don't.
index tool to.
What do you think about midnight SMC open? I haven't finished lecture 2 of that 2025. This is that lecture 2. I haven't finished it, so I can't say anything. All I know is that he added a lot of shit that was confusing, but there is some gems in there.
Y'all complicate this way too much. What?
I'm saying, I'm
Trying to
saying
be.
all you need is certain stuff. You need a couple PD arrays that you see every single day, all the time, and that like notice you, and then that's all you need, bro. That's all you need in your model. A couple PD arrays in your model. You say you need that Google Doc?
Yeah, you just need inefficiencies and liquidity, and then one single PD array in order to reach that for your entry. That's all you need. Will there be some
Yeah,
crazy
I
moves
don't know.
from Trump?
Google Doc tough, bro.
I think there might be like this next week. There might be like you know how like
Next week, you
when
think so?
no, I'm saying
Oh,
when like when Trump first got elected, like the markets literally just went straight up, like no
nigga,
retracements or anything.
no matter what, bro. We'll
Yeah.
consolidate, go up. Like,
No retracements, no sweep of sell side or anything. It just
yeah,
went
no,
up.
I just switched to like electronic notes, so the rest of my notes are all like in books and all of that.
But yeah, I don't
But
know. Maybe.
I mean, I have Nvidia. Like, I kind of got a gaming PC because I used to play Fort, but I switched. I don't take screenshots. These are all just copied. Like, you can copy on TradingView and then just paste it. That's all these are. I just switched to online. The rest are all in books. I say it's easier like this though.
All right. Is there any more questions from you guys?
No, I don't use SMT. I don't understand it.
I use SMT sometimes. It's not a requirement though, but it's good to be aware of.
Yeah, I want maybe I want to be able to trade every like at any time, any day, eventually.
Yeah, but it's best to just focus on one, like what
Yeah.
you're doing
Right,
right
like
now.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now just focus on I don't touch any other session. I sit in Asia session to practice. Like I told you, it helps. It actually helps you read price, to be honest. But that's about it. That's when I'll use Asia. Other than that, I'm only in the AM. Yeah, I'll look at other pairs or like ES, Dow, or whatever they be using. Hold on.
One thing I will
This
say
I
about
look at
Tay
this, but
and like why or how he was able to learn so quickly is because he was very obedient and he listened very well. Like whenever I would like suggest him to do something, I would be like, he would text me, be like, "Oh, like I did this, I did that," and I would say like, "Oh, I would like me personally through my experience, I would recommend you do this, or you log out of your account, or you walk away for the day, you finish for the day," and he would actually do that stuff and take the advice that I was giving him instead of trying to basically mess around and find out himself. He listened to my advice through my own experience, and I was able to essentially save him from a lot more pain than what he already went through. And I think that was like the main. I think that's like where the main learning, like where the main growth happened, is when is him genuinely taking the advice that was given to him, and not doing the dumb stuff himself, and using my experience and taking it and applying it to himself. And I think that was how I think that's how he was able to do what he has done within the 6 to 8 months that he's been trading, is because he applied the
Asia
experience from
is
others.
no, that's London.
Well, it depends on the time frame. I mean, the times. I don't know if he's talking about his time zone or New York.
Oh, but yeah, I come to Blasian about a lot. Like, to be honest, we're kind of IRL friends. Like, we've known each other for a minute. That's why it's like easy for me to listen to him and understand because he's made money, he knows the concepts, all of the above, and he's like my actual friend. Like, I talk to him for real. So coming to him for advice and help and criticism and when to and when not to, it helps. Like, he'll answer if you text on Discord. It's not like he has a huge ego. But I'm just saying, like, it actually helps to listen to someone seasoned enough to like give you the right advice to help you make the right calls. Like, one time I didn't listen to him and I blew the account. And I was like as soon like I literally texted him, should I lock out or this and that? I forgot exactly, but I texted him about it and he was like, "Yes, dude." 30 seconds like in and out, gone, account gone. I was like, "Yeah, fuck what he talking about, bro."
But yeah, bro. I just want the best for whoever is genuinely trying to, get whoever's genuinely trying to learn, and
Yeah,
I
Cali too.
I just make sure that they get the best of whatever I have to say.
You're in
And
Anaheim?
yeah, y'all in PST, yeah.
I think Blazer, you're an hour behind me.
Right now it is 11:16.
Yeah, it's 12.
Yeah.
That's why I was up an hour earlier, bruh.
Well, I will you take us through your
Huh?
next week predictions? So he wants to know your next week
Niggas just think I'm
predictions.
tough like that. Okay. Niggas think I'm tough like that.
Listening
I don't.
to
I usually wait till Sunday to do that. I want to see how Sunday moves, and then Sunday night as it's moving, because it'll literally help you. It'll literally help you to wait till Sunday, and then you get your levels and shit from Monday by not trading Monday. You get your levels, and where you think price will go. One question through. What is that, dude? Last question I need support in understanding ICTs. Midnight 2025 model. You watch it? Did you watch them? Yes. No. If you watched it, the weekly chart. I don't know. I'm kind of like neutral. I really don't know where we're gonna go. I feel like we're bullish, to be honest.
I think we'll definitely be bullish, especially with Trump coming into office tomorrow.
I feel like we're bullish. We closed above. And if he comes into office tomorrow, then no matter what the chart looks like, that shit's probably gonna go up because that's exactly what it did. I'm so serious. That's exactly what it did. I feel like it's just gonna go up. Like we took out some lows. I think we're just generating liquidity, especially if we're gonna go up. We took out some lows. We were still inside this BISI that has not been completely filled. So I think that's why. This was a bearish order block, but it got invalidated. It closed above the mean
You
threshold.
can see we use
Closed.
the daily inversion.
You said what?
The
What?
daily, no, the most recent one, the daily inversion that we,
This one?
yeah, we came down, touched it, and then
Yeah.
expanded.
Yeah, that's how inversion's supposed to look. I don't know if we're gonna come back down again, but this would be our
Order
bullish
block,
order block.
yeah.
That'd be our bullish order block. We're above mean threshold. So
You want to pay
I'm,
attention to
I'm
that wick, that order block wick, the high, the the top wick. You want to pay attention to the
this
midpoint of
one.
that next week, yeah.
Yeah, could use that as well.
Next week
And
that'll
it
probably be
like
engaged.
aligns with the There's a 4 hour right here. So if you're not sure what you're looking at, just keep going lower, and it'll kind of give you a premise. So the 4 hour, there's a issue right here. We're already a down closed inside of a civvy, so we might come back down. This would be a 4 hour order block, but we might come back down. I feel like we might. But I'm overall now I'm looking kind of bullish. I had to ask Blasian because I was looking confused because this could be a bearish order block and then we go lower, but Trump is coming into office, so there's a whole lot, and that's what I mean by I'm still new. Like I need to learn how to read price. That's what I mean by that. I still get confused and I have to ask.
Yep. Are there any more questions from you guys before we?
I'm saying Harlito needs some lives back. Like I'm so serious.
Good seeing you too, Earlito. Any model? What do you mean? No problem, bro. Love RICU. If you're leaving, peace. What do you mean, Said? Hey, you guys, no problem,
What
bro.
does
No
he mean?
problem.
What does he mean? Who said any models?
You don't have any?
I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, if you don't
But
have any,
these,
bro, you just gotta find. You just gotta
these
try stuff, bro, and like see what you personally feel most comfortable with because you can see you can see Tay's model and see what he trades, but if you trade it and you don't feel comfortable at all while you're in the trade, then
yeah.
you shouldn't be
Or you
using
don't
that.
like it,
Yeah, like
or see the certain PD arrays.
it's just all
It's a lot that goes
personalized.
into it. Yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. Um, like yeah, we took these relative equal lows and just generated liquidity inside of a BISI. So if this was maybe on a 1 minute and I was expecting like since this is the daily, it's all fractal. So this could be some relative equal lows in London on like the 1 minute. I would expect like a minor buy side taken, engineered liquidity, and then inversion fair value gap would like this candle probably would have took it expecting it to, go higher if that was the bias. If you understand that.
Uh,
Is that a propulsion block? Um, hold on. Oh, my mom texted. I don't know. Blazin knows more about those propulsion blocks. He
that's
said
no,
he said
that's
what
order
this
block.
should be.
That's order block.
Yeah, it would just be normal. But yeah, price like this. I'm pretty sure this is like the type of price that ICT likes to trade in, bro. Up, down, up, down. Like he could trade this all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going into next week.
Someone said, "How do you
Um,
get over your fear?"
fear of what?
Yeah, fear of what, Terrence? Because you can have multiple fear. You can have a fear of entry. You can have a fear of exiting. You can have a lot of fears. You
Fear
have,
of getting stopped out.
yeah,
Uh,
entries and pulling out early or
I don't
not.
know if you've seen when he dropped 2025, like the opening episode. I think he had like a 500% return on some account.
How do you handle a losing streak? Just focus on the long term like P&L. I think the main thing that helped me was, actually I'll share this during my my little swing trading break. It really opened my eyes to um like how trading really is just all about risk management. Like obviously it's like pretty obvious, but actually experiencing like swing trading and like the longevity of swing trading instead of that's a big jump, going from the 1 minute time frame to like the hourly and the 4 hour. Like the trades last a lot longer, and seeing that you can take 2 to 3 losses and then make it all back within one trade, I think that was like a main shift for me, and that helped me like be able to realize that like okay, like losses really don't mean anything as long as your model or your system has proven data that it is profitable in the long run. Then you'll always be fine. Like any losing streak shouldn't matter because you know that your model will
Yeah,
will perform at the end of the month or at the end of the quarter. So that's really all that you have to remember. Even intraday, when you take two to three losses in one session, like just stop for the day and tell yourself like, I know that at the end of the week or at the end of the month, like I will be in profit as long as I follow my rules. Like that's, you just have to constantly tell yourself that and ignore the voice telling you to make back what you lost, or to risk more and get out of drawdown. You simply just have to ignore that and listen to your higher self telling you that that your system is profitable. You just have to play the long game, and that's really all trading is about. You want to you want to talk to Terrence about how to get
what did he
over
say?
his fears?
Of what entries and pulling out of a position? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
To be honest, I had that like, especially if you're what do you call it? If you're just over trading or taking trades and losing unnecessary trades, blowing fund like me, I just took a bunch of unnecessary trades, chasing price, which gave me the fear of entering, which gave me the fear of being stopped out. I had all of that, and I think the back testing and looking at past moves, and like if you have log data, look at the past, look at your journals, and then if you have a notebook, like I have a notebook of me talking about what I think was an A+ model that I shared with Blasian when it hit like higher time frame PD arrays and then three other PD arrays as a confluence to help. Like once you know that and see that, and then you can go back and refer to it. And once you see that happening like in real time and you take the entry, like just take it. The worst you're gonna do is take a loss.
And
You know what
yeah,
I'm
it's
saying?
just
Like
people are
it's
so
only gonna
scared of
help
a
you learn.
loss. Yeah.
It's only gonna help you learn. It's not like you're just gonna take the loss and then be done
Measure
and then
out.
get off the charts. There's more to just taking a trade. Because
Me-
once you take a trade, there's a lot that comes after it.
Measure out the. Do you see that long wick of the down close candle after the order block? Can you measure out the midpoint
What wick?
to the left, the down close? Yeah, that top wick.
This one?
Yeah, I just want to see something.
This one?
Yeah, can you measure the midpoint of that? Okay, that would be a propulsion block. That's a propulsion block right there. And you see how we only came down to the midpoint. We didn't even touch the opening. That is because it's a long wick.
You do that on wicks too?
Yeah,
Oh, that's tough.
that
Wicks
yeah.
wicks are gaps.
That's the
Like I
that's
would
a
have said
propulsion block.
this, like um I don't know, I guess there's more than one way. I would have thought this, like another down close trading into a down close. That's what I would have thought would be the propulsion block. But shit, Blazer knows all about it. I just know some of it.
Terrence said he's been struggling with fear and greed. So all right, well, I'll give my take on this. First of all, fear of entries. You, if you're fearing getting into a trade, then either you don't have enough experience, or you're using too much size, or you're trading a model that isn't fit for you. So figure out which one of those three it is, and then once you figure that out, then you can start working towards fixing that problem. Um, and then getting out early, that's just a matter of experience, right? Like you can hold a trade for as long as you're comfortable with, but once you start feeling uncomfortable, then that's where the real psychological battle begins, and that the time between the time between entry versus that uncomfortable feeling, that all comes with experience. Like that will grow. That time will grow just through experience and simply seeing your model perform over and over and over again. You'll get more confident into like how long to hold your trades. And then greed is really like just a matter of, there's really no point in being greedy. If you were paper trading or if you were just tape reading price, like there would be no greed at all, right? Like there's nothing to be greedy about because you're not gaining anything. So greed is really just you're focused on the money. That's really where greed stems from. So just really just change the mindset shift, and don't over leverage, and you won't be greedy. Like it's that simple. Like if you're just normally sized in a position, then you won't be focused on the money. You won't get that dopamine rush of like that adrenaline, and you won't have that psychological battle if you're just properly sized. Everything will just feel normal, and that is another thing. Like if you're in a trade and you feel absolutely nothing, that means you're doing it right. But if you're in a trade and you feel this rush of adrenaline, you're antsy, and you're thinking about all this other stuff, and you're looking at, oh, I'm gonna make this X amount of money, and you're getting that dopamine hit of how much money you can make. That means that you're doing something wrong. So just be aware. It's all about being aware in the moment and what your thoughts are and what your thinking patterns are. Your thinking patterns are, and just being aware and being mature enough to realize like, okay, this is not the right thing that I should be thinking, and I'm doing something wrong, and I need to fix it before things go south. So that's really what um, how I think about it.
I think you should have money as well. Not everyone's gonna have money, but if you have a job, make sure that you keep the job and have some extra money.
I
I feel
agree.
like once I had like some extra money, I felt like I had less to worry about,
Less
and I
pressure.
wasn't, yeah, I wasn't focused on making more money.
Do you watch the 2025 ICT model take? 'Cause this guy keeps asking about it.
Yeah, I watch. I showed you. Like, what do you mean? Where is it? This is this is 2025. I told you I didn't finish this one. I'm like halfway through it. But what was your exact question? Was that, yeah, that, hell yeah. Yeah, that's how it would look. If I were to wait that long, like, see me, if I would have saw this and, I would have probably took a loss or anything like that, seeing a model or something, seeing something that I thought that wasn't there or forcing my will. Not no one should be trading this right here. This is all manipulation. This shit is
Yeah.
all bullshit. And that's what you want to be able to do. Learn to wait. Learn to
Patience,
wait. Like,
yes, patience.
the draw on liquidity would be like up here, although I thought we were gonna keep going lower, but whatever happened there. But it just price just started going up. We have relatively equal highs. You could have took it here. Inefficiency.
Yep.
This is usually where you want to get out of your trade because you don't know if it's gonna go all the way up here, even though this high is by itself.
That's when you
But yeah,
use
that's a low
premium.
hanging fruit.
Yeah, premium and discount.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good entry. Like if someone would have waited through all this, watched price, waited, stayed patient, that's what you'd expect. We have we go lower, a new week opening gap, come back, take that out, come back again, take that out. That's three times it ran for some minor sell side. Three times. So what are we gonna look for now? Either relative equal highs, that's high probability relative equal highs, and then we have an efficiency up here, and it gave you a good entry. Right at shit, around 10:30,
That
around
that is
10:30.
that's a prime example of a change in state of delivery, though. I don't know if that guy's
Yeah,
still
this
here,
right here,
but yeah, that is what a change in
this
state of
right here. This is
delivery.
this is what you want to see. That's what you want to see. Liquidity taken. You have a whole series. No matter if it was like 12 of these, that'd still be an order block. But yeah, but since if we're bullish, you want to see civvies turn inversion and be used as that. And look, this is also a prime example. We trade through it, come back, touch it, come back again, touch it. Notice after we trade through it, we don't even trade to the midpoint. That's an indication. That's indicative, and that shows strength. And that's what inversion fair value gap should look like. Close, close above it, come back, touch, don't hit it here, and then come back and touch it again. Regardless of if it retraced like this little retracement, as long as we're not closing this inversion fair value gap, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. That's a prime example of what it should look like. That whoever, if he actually took that trade, that was a nice ass trade. Real shit.
All right, we get our final questions now, so we can wrap this up. So last round of questions. If you guys have any more
Yeah.
questions, ask them now, and then we can end
Oh,
this
also,
off.
Blazing, what do you think about like? I don't. What do you think about news on like not at 1:30? Like we have a red folder at 10 or 9:45. What do you think about that?
Like, um, I
Like, what does it mean for the movement
well, usually at
or
9:45,
volatility?
if there's news, that's like that'll set up the move for the macro. Like, say either it'll be manipulation, so it'll sweep liquidity to run in the opposing direction, or it will expand and create displacement for the entry. So it really just depends. But it's the same thing for 10 a.m. news. Really, just personally, my experience, I've found
If
more
it's not at
success.
8:30, because I like 8:30 news better. It holds volatility. But when we have it late, it's just like I don't know. That's why I want to know your
Yeah,
thoughts on
well,
that.
I've personally found more success kind of just like waiting for that news and trading and entering afterwards. Like there's been like some times where I've entered before news and it went in my direction, but well, that was also before I've had a lot more experience. So I don't know. Honestly, I would have to see like now with my experience now, like if I can enter before news. But I think it would just be safer to just wait that news out and see if you can get an entry afterwards. Like even if you miss the first entry, there's always going to be more entries. So that's just what I've would be. I would say that that'd be safer. You ever factor in T-Trace daily bias method? I have no
I
idea what
don't
that
know who that
is.
is. No, I don't know who that is. I only watch ICT.
I definitely been journaling ever since I started. It's always the same result, which is crazy, but yeah, though for
Yeah.
sure.
So wait. So I want to help Terrence if I can.
Yeah, you can, you
Uh,
can, you can DM him if you want.
one or two cons. Yeah. I mean, you could DM me or Blasian,
Yeah,
but I want to understand how you keep blowing accounts and you say you journal, and I mean, although I blow accounts and journal, or used to, I've only been trading for 5 to 6 months. First of all, you might have rushed as well. The first few months should be like reading price, and then the next few months should be demoing.
Yep.
But that's probably why. But I want to know exactly why, because maybe like me or Blasian can actually help.
Yep. Well, with that being said, we're going to end it here because I do have a rec basketball league game soon, so I do have to go, unfortunately, and drop some kids off. But I appreciate all of you guys for sticking to the end. It was a pretty long call, and I really hope you guys gained all of the knowledge that was shared here and actually apply it. And I will be um, recording this, and it will go on to the YouTube later today. So if you did miss anything or you just want to
Yeah,
rewatch it, you can rewatch it.
there's a
Um,
lot of books. I for sure, Terrence. And yeah, Blizzard, that trade is that shit hard. I fuck with it.
but yeah, I do appreciate you guys staying to the end. And yeah,
Time was at 12.
I'll try and
Take that back.
I'll see if we can do more calls with like this with my past students who've like who no longer needed the group. Like they've learned and they're able to be independent now, so they're kind of doing their own thing. So I'll see if I can get into contact with some of them again and see if they want to do this. But um, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So appreciate you guys coming, and like I said, this will be on
Like
YouTube,
this.
and or I don't know if I can leave and you can stay if you want to talk to them, but I'll be heading out.
Oh no,
So
there's also a public VC, so
yeah.
if you guys wanted to talk in there, then yeah.
Yeah, you guys can just talk to Tori if you want, but I do unfortunately have to go. So, like I said, appreciate you
Bye,
guys for
Blasian.
being here,
Thank you.
and yeah, no problem. And I'll try and do more calls like these with my past students and see if any of them want to do and talk about their experience. But with that being said, I will see you guys later. Peace. I'm still recording.